What's up, everybody? Matt Powell, ProMech.com. Another week, and now we're going to go over some things that we covered in class tonight. If you go to our Patreon, some of the things you're going to see is we've done a whole lot of modules on striking. We've covered the jab, we've covered the cross, we've covered the hook, we've covered the whip strike, we've covered the cupped hand blow, the knife hand chop, the notch strike. We've covered all of these different things. 3 types of elbows. So what does that mean for you? What it means for you is being able to combine things that are unorthodox and not as traditional as your basic 8-count striking and so forth. And it's looking at how are we going to use some of these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of things that we've talked about tonight. And you can go back and you can look where we've talked about the jab and everything else, but I want to get right into it with you guys. So traditionally, what's going to happen is there's going to be a jab, a cross, a hook. 3. There it is, very easily. But what we're going to do is we're going to change it up. So earlier we talked about a whip strike, and you saw, is the whip strike something that you could actually use in combat? So you can go back and look at that video. It's about 3 videos back. So what we're going to do is we're going to jab, cross, whip strike. So as you work on this at home with your training partner, it's going to be jab, cross, whip strike. Okay? Jab, cross, whip strike. Now we can add things into this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move to an elbow. Jab, cross, whip strike, elbow. Jab, cross, whip strike, elbow. I can also shift the angle of the elbow. So this is where we start talking about like whip strikes and can you actually use it and how do you chain it and so forth. A lot of systems that use these things, they don't put them into the traditional context of striking. They act like it's just kind of a one-off strike and you throw it out there. It isn't. You build it into the arsenal. So it's going jab, cross, whip strike, high angle, back across with a knife hand blow. Now we've got 4 strikes, all into one. So traditionally what you've seen is the pivot point, which is here, here, here. So then we're going here, here, elbow, back across, up into the knee. It's all about being creative with the way that you're throwing these so that you can start to put them together. The other thing that's important, so we've covered a lot in a lot of these videos that we posted up on YouTube, the whip strike and the cross and the jab. Our Patreon has a lot of this stuff. One of the things important is understanding the range, right? So when my hand is out here, I have weapon, 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 weapon. So being able to move and transition through all those is a basic in martial art. Everybody kind of knows that. You're moving from your long range to your mid range to your close range to your extremely close quarters range with the head. But being able to do that and use unorthodox strikes is a matter of understanding where things are. You are not going to throw a whip strike here. That would make no sense. You can't get everything. What you can do is, let's position over here just a little bit. What you can do is you're here, you can throw that cross, and then as you are loading this side back up, you can come back across with a cupped hand strike. You can throw that cross, elbow, and then drive with the elbow because we've covered 2 types of elbows, which is your high angle rotational around the lever elbow, and then also looking at how to basically use it as a jab and to put it out there. So what I encourage you to do is take some of these things that you see us cover week to week. We're good. As we cover these things week to week, I want to encourage you to make sure that you're looking at them and saying, how would I actually use that? How could I add that into my arsenal? How could I be unorthodox? Most people are going to expect a very particular type of strike. If your foot's forward, that jab's coming, hands up, hands are low, that's going to be something else. Most people that are relatively experienced in terms of fighting, they're going to know these things, and so they're going to be able to predict them. You don't want to be predictable. So moving to things and being able to chain them together based off of the natural movement of your body. If this hand is already coming across, the elbow should already be coming across. If my head is in close and I hit with the head As I'm pulling up, obviously this is going to be here, so I'm going to pull that back up and drive with it. So trying to chain things together that don't make sense in terms of movement, it's not what we want to do. That's not the basics here. So go back to these videos, take a look. I've given you some really good ones right here that you can watch, and then you can try it with your training partner. And lastly, pramek.com. I'm Matt Powell. You can also get everything that we've ever done. More than 70 hours of instructions over at Patreon, which is down below. I guess like, subscribe, smash the like button, do whatever the kids say these days. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.